Unmute myself.
Okay, great. So, welcome to today's class. And I invite you to join me in meditation as we begin. And of course, inviting you to find a comfortable position in the chair, relaxing and allowing the chair to support the weight of your body. Relaxing your shoulders, your jaw muscles, and the tiny muscles around your eyes. Relaxing your core. Think about relaxing all of the organs in your torso. And then just think of your entire body relaxing, releasing any tension, and then set aside any concerns. I invite you to take 3 deep belly breaths, breathing down into the belly and filling the chest and belly with air, and exhaling completely and gently 3 times at your own pace. And we allow the breath then to find a natural rhythm, just return to its own natural pace. And we give thanks for that breath of life, for that life-giving energy of the breath. As we breathe in and out, we notice the movement of the body as we breathe. And if you're fully giving your attention inward, you will notice that other thoughts just fade away. As you focus on the breath. And now bring your attention into your heart. And imagine a beautiful, radiant light shining there. And then just allow it to expand to fill your entire being. Remembering that you are divine love. There is nothing you have to do to acquire it or activate it. It is already who you are. And not just the love that comes through the filter of human programming, but the pure, all-encompassing, accepting, healing love of God. And this divine inheritance is your natural state of being, and it is your purpose to express it here. So I invite you to, first of all, enfold yourself in divine love, giving yourself an energetic hug, feeling yourself enfolded in beautiful, calming, nurturing love of the divine. And now send it out to those that you love dearly, dear friends and family, pets. And perhaps this brings a smile to your face. And now just invite you to raise your hands with your palms outward and imagine that you are directing this infinite love into all of our planet, to every person, to all life, in every form. And imagine the healing energy that brings about harmony and balance, peace and abundance, cooperation, non-judgmental acceptance. Embrace it all as a part of you. You may even feel your hands being vibrating with the energy of releasing this loving energy. And now put both of your hands over your heart, holding that energy for yourself as well. As we give thanks for the infinite power, the magnificent power of divine love, expressing as each one of us. We give thanks that we are able to give and receive love freely, joyfully, and constantly. And so it is. Amen. Take another deep breath. Notice how you're feeling. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Namaste, beautiful spirits.
I was muted. Okay. We usually have sounds here, and the meditation shouldn't have any sounds from me or anyone else. Thank you for that. So, welcome, Simone, and everybody else. I'm not singling people out. It's just that I haven't seen Simone in a while. Hi, Irma, Lisa, Cherry, Jerry, Donna. Hi, Virginia. We had a class last night that was so full of information that I was trying to do 3 years in 2 hours. It didn't quite get that that far, but the most important thing is the only thing I gave. What you guys needed to have to continue doing the from the fifth dimension up. So we were talking about different things, but what I would like to concentrate on today, we are, as you know, we continuously go back between third and fifth dimension. I slightly covered this yesterday on the class, but I'm gonna go a little bit deeper here. Now we are actually having the three-dimensional timelines where they're going to begin to split. Okay, what does that mean to you? What that means to you is whatever vibration you're holding is what's going to decide which timeline you're going to end up in. The fifth dimension, we kind of skip over it because we're not sure of the unknown, because we're not sure exactly how to navigate through it, because we're not used to it. We're so used to the third dimensional programming that that's what we respond to the best, and that's our first And what I mean by that, every time that something happens that is not to our liking, we feel like it's a knee-jerk reaction, and we have an outburst, or we have um, we're uncomfortable, so we give things that sometimes are very uncomfortable for us, to emotions that are sometimes, and you say, I can't believe I'm acting this way, but I am acting this way. I'm supposed to be spiritual, but here I am reacting, unbecoming to myself and whatever. I'm not asking you to beat yourself up. I'm asking you to acknowledge how you feel. Um, people have different descriptions for fear. My description for fear is face it, embrace it, erase it. So that's the description: face it, embrace it, erase it. You cannot deal with something you cannot acknowledge. Unfortunately, we don't want to acknowledge a lot of our fears because we are so fast running away from them on the flight part of the fight and flight, that we deny what we're feeling. We deny that we have an issue because we just did that. We just decided that that was it. That was the way to deal with it, was to cover it up. And the problem with that is that we don't always have a good understanding of what's going on, because we flew the coop so fast that we felt the stress, we felt the anger, frustration for a second, and then we left. What happened is then it became a cellular memory. Today, what I will try to teach you is how to not let it become a cellular memory, so you won't be so reactive to cellular memory stuff. So the fifth dimension is really having the it's on a time schedule that is not going to last very much longer. Not that it's going away, in the sense that you are going to not be aware of it. You will be aware of it, but you will not be interacting with it, and whatever happens there, you will not be affected by it. But in order for you to function from that dimension, you are going to need to remain mostly on 50. So, like I said, there are two timelines right now, and we are using both. Presently, we are using both. In 3D now, it is full of anger and fear and frustration and blaming and feelings of hopelessness, that nothing can be done, and to fight this, that, or the other. We're in a fight or flight, or we are on a numbing. Let me resist this. Let me not affect it. But by the same fact that you are resisting, you are being pushed more into it. So try not to resist what is happening. I will give you examples later on as we go through the class. What happens is 3D is gonna get louder and louder and louder. It's gonna have more and more things for you to react to. And the problem with that is that we cannot keep on reacting in the same way, like, no, this is not happening, or no, I will not pay attention to that. I'm going to shut this off, or I'm not going to listen to this, or I'm not going to react to the outside world. No, I'm going to stay in my cubbyhole and I'm not going to go anywhere. Um, things like that, that's not going to help you. That throws you more into 3D. So be aware. I'm telling you not to react to fear in that way. Like I say, face it, embrace it, erase it. So with the louder that is getting, and every day, you're gonna start hearing more things and more nasty things and more, because the 3D is cannot be sustained on, and as we are ascending, 3D cannot ascend with us. This is happening because of the higher vibratory rate that the 5D is carrying. So we cannot longer play the resistance card. Okay, I'm just going to resist this. This is not going to affect me. I'm not going to react, but you are reacting already. You are in fear. You are in fear of whatever outcome you are expecting to manifest, whatever your scenario in your mind is, because you can change the outcome. But a 3D will not be able to resist the 5D ascension. So whoever remains on the 3D, that's how come the line is going to be split. If you decide to stay on 3D, then you're going to be dealing with all those things you don't like. Unfortunately, that's the process right now. And people are, right now, that's why so much is being shown to you, because they're trying to, as a last-ditch effort for the 3D to remain in control, they keep on adding more and more things for you to freaking out about, so they can control that. And as long as you're freaked out, you're aiding their source. But you have to face whatever you're afraid of so you can let it go. The more 3D vibration is scared, the more that it's going to try to control. And that's what's been happening. Whatever is happening in your outward world is because this is our world consciousness. It's not by accident that we have the leaders we have, or that we cannot get any better leaders, or that we keep on having issues no matter who the leader is. We are collectively, and this is the part that you need to understand also, collectively, we are dismantling the 3D as one of our timelines, as one of where we're going to remain, if we choose to do so. As the timelines separate, and the reason that this hasn't happened to more people, I mean, even though there's millions of light workers, millions and millions of starseeds, light workers, indigos, rainbow children, there's the reason that we can't seem to get a hold of the 5D and staying there, and stay in that, is because we're so easily scared of dealing with 3D, since it's still, having its death throes as far as we're concerned, as far as the light workers are concerned, because we are going to shift. It's getting louder because he wants to keep humanity scared. The more you're scared, the easier you are to be controlled. The easier you are to force you to do what they want to do with you. We have the two lines, and 5D is here also. 3D is your everything you don't like, uncomfortability, fear, unharmony, a lot of stress, a lot of unbecoming things that we do not like. At the same time, 5D is running the same. It seems weaker only because we have not allowed ourselves to fully believe that it is there, to fully trust that this is available to you, because all you have known is fear and how to be controlled. And the ability to be set free is scary to the ego. It's scary to the, but both of them are consciousness. They are 3Ds are consciousness, 5Ds are consciousness. It's energetic. We're talking about energetic discomforts. Everything in life is energetic, but the vibration of 3D is so much lower that 5D is not, it feels weak, but it really isn't. The bottom line is that it is not weak, that it is love and harmony and all the good adjectives that you want to put in there, that it is for our natural states of consciousness. It's a natural state of being, and it functions through love. It doesn't function through fear. Anything that stresses you out is coming out of fear. Anything that is not in according to or coming out of love also is fighting against who you are and not allowing you to be who you are. And you have been wanting to be who you are, but there's this fear of stepping fully into 5D because then you feel that you won't know yourself, that your personality, you're still trying to protect the personality, you're still trying to protect what you think is safe. 3D is not safe. You have seen it, you have lived through it. The earth itself has gone through thousands of years being controlled and dominated, and we had enough. So we're here, and we're not the only ones that are here. There's in this earth at this time right now, light beings walking the earth. I mean, you have your indigos, you have your star childs, you have your otherworldly people, but I'm talking about being in allowing yourself to be in a state of grace. You cannot be in a state of grace if you're not on the fifth dimension continuously. You can be in grace for a period of time, for slight moments, but you need to get more used to it. The idea that, you need to go and defend something is the idea that is going to get you stuck in 3D, because now you're resisting and you're fighting. And that is not the way of the heart. It's not the way of the heart, because it's not what you really need to, this is what we're dismantling right now. These light beings are very much dismantling along with us. There's millions and millions and millions of us, and millions and millions and millions of light beings walking here. I'm not talking about aliens, I'm talking about light beings, the ones that are walking right beside us. if you knew the strength of the dismantling that is going on because of these beings and because of us, as we are dismantling, as we are alchemizing the collective, as I spoke on the last class, we're alchemizing the collective, allowing it to change, but we're not going to force anything. Whoever wants to change and is willing to leave the third dimension will do so. Um, but we're the pioneers in this case. We are as I see many as things that I see written these days is we are the people we have been waiting on. So let's not look for somebody else and take the responsibility that we have. Um, so, like I said, we're still unsure that we can be all that or that we can do all that. But we are beings of love and peace and harmony and light and love and unity. And why is it that it is so hard to accept that rather than all the chaos that this world, that that 3D offers, all the fear? But that is what we know. So the familiarity of it makes us not want to leave it. And I'm talking to all of us. I'm not leaving anybody out, including me. This is a package deal. So when there's so much fear right now because they're talking about vaccines, and they're going to force vaccines. That's not going to happen. The 5G that is going to hurt you. It's not going to happen. It's not that 5G won't exist, only that it won't hurt you. That nanotechnology and the chemtrails are going to, that the nanotechnology is going to change your mind and it's going to reprogram you. That's not going to happen. That we're going to have a 10-day blackout that a lot of people are waiting on. That is not going to happen. That we are waiting for a civil war depending on outcomes. That's not going to happen. There's a lot of things that we are not going to allow along with other people. We're not talking about just a tiny little group like us. We're talking about we and the part of the collective. So I need to repeat all that because it's so ingrained about as to what how we are behaving right now and all that fear. So vaccines are not going to happen in something's going to happen that is not going to allow everybody to be vaccinated. 5G will not be allowed to affect us. That's already being worked on. The nanotechnology is not going to affect our brain because we're a much higher frequency than what they're trying to use. The 10-day blackout is not going to happen. That we're going to run out of food, that's also not going to happen. That we won't have XYZ things to allow ourselves to be. All the things that they say that we couldn't have or to try to scare us is not going to happen. We're not going to have a civil war. Things are already being worked out for that. Our purpose first, there are beings of light and we are working in contact with them. We're continuously working with them. And whether you know it or not, you are working with them. And you have not just started to work with them, you have been working with them first to help you come up to where you're at right now. And later on to join the collective as we are now trying to affect the collective by choosing to be in the state of love and choosing to send when we meditate that love outwardly. It is hard to do so because we are so afraid and so scared of different things because we're continuously bombarded by that. Turn your television off. I don't care what kind of program you're watching, and I'm not just talking about the news. Anything that I love, for example, me, I love NCIS. I love shows that are full of action and full of, you know, the heroes and who goes and saves the day, and you know, all the superheroes and all the things. I mean, that's right up my alley and all action. You know, James Bond and whoever. Mission Impossible, all of the NCIS, all the what was that mind, Criminal Minds, and okay, so I can't allow myself to fall into things like that, all those murders, all those and that's what they're solving. They're solving murder cases, NCIS, Mr. Gibbs and crew. Um, you know, including my science fiction shows that are continuously defending, and they're defending because they're trying to teach you to be afraid that something is coming to get you. The reason for that is you have got to discontinue yourself from things like that. Listen to music, not the music that says that your husband or your boyfriend or your wife or your dog left you or peed on you, or you know, let's not go there. There's good music, there's good shows, there's things that are wholesome. And I know that I love what I said. I mean, I'm not kidding. I love, you know, murder mysteries. That's in the science fiction and a lot of action. And all of that, all it's giving me is the keeping me a little bit under. You know, thankfully I don't watch TV that often, but when I do, that's what my TV turns into. You know, uh, since I was a kid, I mean, even when I was a kid, there was Mannix and Hawaii Five-O and all these other shows, but we are not conscious that all that is keeping us in a lower vibration. And to be honest with you, I don't want to see that go. But where am I at? What am I aligning myself with? Okay. Not that I want to not see them, you know, and I'm still having to battle that. I haven't come out of that yet. I have not watched TV. I'm watching now more TV than I used to, uh, because since we've been on quarantine. Um, but I'm gonna have to turn my attention to what I can write, uh, to writing, to writing, and to singing, and to dancing, and other things that I enjoy just as much. It's not the only thing that we're doing here. So it is a change in your lifestyle, even the way we talk. Have you heard what's happening out there? Did you know that such and such and whatever? Do not. I'm asking you to disconnect before you get upset. If you're gonna get upset, I'm gonna give you some things to work with that will help you out. Um, but our purpose here in this lifetime is to come and help the earth dismantle 3D to make a different timeline. The people that will remain on 3D, most of them are going to be shifted to another reality, to another planet. This planet itself cannot longer contain 3D itself. That's how come you're seeing so much turmoil on the earth, including fires, including hurricanes, including heat, including whatever, XYZ, just put it there. Uh, what I would like to convey to you is please see a screen for 3D. Put it on a screen. We behind the scenes, we are working with energy, energetically dismantling by sending love to the planet, by sending love to the environment, by sending love to the animals, by sending love to the entire living experience on this planet, whatever it is. The reason that is going so slowly is because we are dismantling such things in a way that it won't um, destroy our psyche, that it's not going to change us into a bunch of psychopaths because we're not only, because there's so much contrast and that we cannot remain there. So we have been systematically coming in slowly, 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 and now it's beginning to pick up the pace. The pace is beginning to pick up because Earth itself is refusing to remain on 3D. The vibration of the Earth, when I first started this class, I told you that at that time that the the resonance of the Earth, the vibration of the Earth was at 7.83 hertz, and that a few years back it went to 110 in one day. That's the vibration of a planet, people. I mean, how much it went up is quite a bit. Okay, from 7.83 to 110 point something. I forgot what the something else was, and it has climbed higher. Thankfully, it has gone lower. Otherwise, you will be schizo. But this is one of the reasons that this is one of the reasons that the planet seems to be going at a faster speed. It is going at a faster speed vibrationally, but if we don't seem to have enough hours in the day to do whatever we'll need to do, even the ones of us that don't do that much, we still, I have to do this and that and the other, and you have lost right now about 5 hours out of your 24 just by the speed of the planet. So yes, supposedly you still have 24 hours, but really you do not. You have more like 19, and it's going to speed up more. So like I said, we are dismantling the vibration of the, and by dismantling is we are uncovering, and the reason we have to dismantle this is to aid the earth to push us forward more. The problem with anything is that if we do not collectively are able to shift this, we will remain on 3D. The few people that will go back, that are able to ascend, are the people that are no longer in fear, not getting into fights and not getting into things trying to survive or trying to have your way or trying to that things should be the way you think they should be. Drop the fighting. It's not worth it. You have a choice. Always remember that you always have a choice on what it is that you want to participate on. The Course in Miracles always tells you, choose again. If you don't like what's going on, choose again. Choose how you're reacting, because you're the one that it doesn't like something. So change your internal atmosphere. This is you. This is it is within your realm of things that you can do. Don't say that, okay, this person or that. You no longer have that excuse. Either you want to be in a state of grace that embraces love, or you want to be arguing and carrying on with stories in your head that things are this way and that way, and beat yourself down or beat somebody else down because they're not doing what you want them to do. It's irrelevant at this point. Choose to better yourself. Choose to love yourself first. Choose to be there for you, to value you. And you don't value you by putting some others down or saying, I have to take care of me. No, you take care of you. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to tell somebody else off or say, I just don't have time for you. I just do not have to. When you take care of you, you have time for everyone. It doesn't work the other way. You won't have that excuse. So this class is about letting go of the excuses. And not because, only if you want to. You can remain on 3D if you want. That's a choice. But it's going to be very, very uncomfortable for you because of where you are right now. What I would like to say to you, and I don't know how to put it, but okay. You know how your dogs are when it's the 4th of July and there's all these fireworks and they start acting up, and they and they are so, at the moment, the dogs are and the animals are, that you know that it is going to end. I mean, but they don't. It's and the dog is frightened, and it just cowers and howls or whatever, or goes in a corner or try underneath the bed or whatever it does because it's scared to death. This is the equivalent that I'm giving you to know that if the dog knew in some ways that this was going to end, they would respond in a better way. Now we are being bombarded by things that are meant to scare us. I'm asking you not to react like the dog, because you will know consciously that this is going to end. The fireworks end for the dog, this will end for you. When you face and embrace your fears and let them go. I'm gonna stop for a second to give you a chance to digest that, and I'm going to open the floor for questions. I can't say I can open the floor for questions. I can open the screen for questions. I don't know how to say that. So if you have any questions, this is the time. Yes, Liliana.
Thank you. Even though I came late, I think I still got the gist of what you have talked from where I heard forward. And
You did.
I have the sensation of what you described, of that, I'm always running against the time, and I seem I always run out of time. So that is a perception I have. And I know that the incline and what would be the best thing to do is to slow down, but I notice how the programming and the whole body wants to keep telling me to do more and more and more. So I just noticed that, or is there anything else I can do about that sensation? Because I sometimes feel I'm just not going to function and I have so many tasks ahead of me.
The mind will convince you that not only you have all these tasks to do, but that they have to be done in such a dictatorship type of a format that you will make your life complicated, you will not get ahead, and you will suffer because of it, and you will be way behind on things because not only are you following the dictator that is in your mind carrying on, but you are also, the dictator will also make sure that you waste enough time to prove it right. Okay, so what do? I'm asking. So what would you do?
Well, what I'm trying to do is to notice the programming, so to see that it's there, and the fear of not obeying it. I try to discharge that, saying that it's not my truth. But sometimes I do have to admit it does get the higher end of me, and I end up feeling that I'm behind, and it pulls me in a downward spiral. So I mentally know how I engage with it, but I haven't been able to step out of it successfully. So there's
because you're not doing the work. You're not doing the
discharge enough.
discharging. You're not even attempting to do it. You're too busy analyzing. Analysis at this point is worthless because it's the ego playing with you. Every time you want to analyze something, is your ego carrying on. Okay, so this, if you would allow yourself to not analyze, and I know that goes against everything we know of how to protect ourselves. So there's a fear of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what we do with that is attempting to not attempt, but do what is simple enough to do, and do it enough times to discharge all that charge, all that conditioning. The more you do it, the freer you will become of the programming. Just realize that you're being run by a computer. Is not you. You're being used as a computer. So if things have got to be in the dictator's way, and this is what happens with perfectionists, you will be, by obeying that, you will always be behind no matter what. You will never catch up, because that is the object of the dictator. You will do what I tell you to do when I tell you to do it the way I want you to do it. And don't you dare step out of line, because your life will be miserable without that structure. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. That chatter, I can recognize it. So I think I'm a step in the right direction of being able to recognize. The only thing I agree with you is that when the charge is so strong, because I recognize it, but the charge, I don't have enough determination to claim it's not mine. And the emotional charge, when that pull happens, that urge is, oh my God, you haven't done anything, and then the whole catastrophizing comes, then I give in. So I am able to stand a little bit, but then at the end it still gets
at the time that you stop to say, and let me look at it, start throwing things out. Do not give it your ego a chance to step in and say, I don't have time to really look at you. I don't have time to deal with this discharging stuff because I have all these things that I have to do. even before this class, you know, people will go, I don't have time to meditate. That's bull. Okay. We all know that. So the idea that we can't do something, like I said, this is a class of no excuses.
Yeah, and then it's the whole identity that has to drop. What I'm noticing it is because it's the whole program. You know, the moment I notice it, the funny thing, it instead of my anxiety level going down, it goes way up because I'm very conscious of.
Because that's your ego stepping in saying, don't look at this. Don't look at this. Don't look at this. This is the ego screaming out loud to tell you, I'm 3D, you know, and the more that you try to stop it, the more hysterical it gets. The more that you will have to do, the more that you fall behind, the more that you'll do this because now you're trying to stop it and it knows it. Okay? So
Okay.
what are you gonna do? You have to do what it takes seconds to do. So the moment you start going backwards, going, okay, let me step back, do it then. Do not wait to analyze it. Don't analyze it. Just go, this is not my truth. You need to listen to the hour you missed yesterday.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
You will. Yes or no? I cannot hear you.
Okay,
Okay.
it's now you can hear me. Okay. What comes to me is a little bit of unease, because of this, when you were talking about, I mean, we all have the choice and we have to make the choice and we can choose again. So the option that we can choose at a later time is going to be always there. So it's not, but that we have to split into a population or a world, that we have to go in two directions, that one are chosen to go to 5D and others are chosen to go to 3D. It makes me feel very uneasy. I feel very much like what the Dalai Lama is saying, that we are all one, that we are all one, all the 7 billion of us that are populating the earth, and that we go together, and that there is no judgment. There is no judgment of what is better, and we are where we are. I mean, I don't know if he's saying that, but
I'm not.
but I feel that we are who we are, and if we are in 3D and we cannot get out of the grief and out of the subconscious at that point, and we are not ready for that, it's just as good. I mean, I don't want it to be a judgment. So that's what was in my mind when I was listening.
Okay, what I would like to remind you of, that you started at 96%. No, I'm sorry, 94%. Being your personality is a result of programs, and those programs run your life, and that's part of your personality. And because those programs are running your life, you don't really know who you are until you start stepping into who you are. And the only way you can do that is by deprogramming that which makes you feel uncomfortable. That shouldn't be that difficult because it's something that is not comfortable for you. Wars are not comfortable for you. This disease is not comfortable for you. So all of these things that are dissonant to you are not your truth. When you come from truth, then you won't be afraid of what happens or when it happens, because we're in a collective, and all that collective is love at the highest level. We are all love. We are all beings of love and light. But because we have been conditioned so much, we are acting out in fear. And everybody's acting out in fear, and now you have divisions here and divisions there and divisions everywhere. When I'm talking about we are going to ascend, I don't mean that the other people are going to disappear. What is going to happen is they're going to die slowly. And when they are reborn, they will not be reborn in this earth. Okay, so thank you for asking the question, because it made me have to analyze it deeper. So it's not like we're gonna split and my cousin ended up on 3D and I will no longer be able to see my cousin. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is people are dying right now, right and left, because it's their time to go, because that's the agreement. Okay, so you will see that a lot. And the more that time passes, the more that you'll see a lot more deaths. Okay, those are the people that will not be reborn into this earth. Now, as we are talking, we are not just talking to, I'm not just talking to this group right now. I'm talking to the astral level, to all the people that have passed, that are still part of that consciousness, that want to come up. So I'm not saying that we're going to split off and people are just going to be stuck one way or the other. No, they have a choice. And if they are willing to come up, they will come up. And if not, they will be reborn on a 3D world. I'm not saying that you will not see the people that, it's not going to be like the pictures they have of the rapture, that one second and then the other second they're gone. That's not going to happen. Do you understand, Arma?
Trying to understand. I still see, I mean, it's a difficult concept for me. It's a difficult concept for me.
What is the difficulty?
The difficulty is that we are all coming from the ego level, which is the level of fear and the level of grief and all of those lower feelings and emotions, or the lower level of awareness. And I'm just having that picture of David R. Hawkins, so where the levels are, and so what is in there. And so it had been serving us so that we survived, so that we are where we are. All of that was good.
Right.
So I don't see that it was bad or anything like that, so that you have to say, okay, so now, and we are all striving, everyone, I think, is striving to do their best and making the choice to do their best. I don't think that anyone who is deciding to be violent or to have a rage or to be aggressive, that it's a choice, that they have a big choice. I think, like Jesus said, they please, don't, they know not what they do. I think that there is not an awareness of it. And if they come, and everybody will come to an awareness, that's my opinion, in growing, and that this earth is there, that's our world, to be learning to become more aware. So if I was born with a karma that I am at a lower level born, not lower level, lower consciousness born, and it takes me longer, I mean, I have to live with that.
Yes, and you will come up, whatever you're sent, whatever you know, not the third level, nobody takes it away from you if you want to remain there. What I'm saying is you choose that. That's a choice. That's an individual choice. It's nobody's forcing you to go there. Nobody. It's a choice. If you don't like what you're seeing, choose again, remember? David Hawkins was giving you a thing of consciousness, but if you notice, he was not, and Jesus also, he died. Jesus died and didn't come back. I mean, he came back to talk and to walk with people, but he was gone because he did not longer belong in this consciousness. Other disciples went with him. So the idea is that you're saying that it is a forced thing. It is, and it is a choice. Like anything, you want to go to college? Well, yeah. You want to stay in kindergarten? Do you want to go to middle school? They're choices. Do you want to go on vacation to Hawaii? Do you want to go to the hottest spot on the earth? Do you want to go to the equator? They're all choices. You have better experiences on things that you like. And if you like the world, if you like to continuously be overcoming things, you can choose that for sure. Any state of consciousness that is on that scale, that the consciousness scale of David Hawkins, you can go to any of this. But if you notice, even he was not in that at the bottom levels. He just described them. Not that he, but he did not condemn them, nor did he say anything, only that everything is an escalation point. But in each escalation point, you have the choice of either going up or going down. To every moment of your life, even when you reach the 500 level and up, you still have the choice to come down. But that is a choice. It's very definitely a choice. It has nothing to do with, you know, we're taking something away from anybody, because they will still get to experience all the gamut that is on that scale of consciousness. So I'm going to let you sit with that. And yes, Donna.
I think you were kind of talking about answering it, but I'm just very frustrated because I don't know how many of you live with somebody else, but I live with somebody else that is not where I'm at. And I'm just finding it very difficult. I don't know I just don't know how to keep
Okay.
going where I'm going. And it's, you know, I'm
Right.
like the TV, for instance, is dominating our house by him. And it's his TV. I mean, it's, you know, he purchased this big giant TV so that he could watch football and all those things. And I don't want to be a part of that anymore. I just don't want to. And I can't keep myself locked in this office 8 hours, 24 hours a day. I can't do it. I can't.
Right.
I don't know. I've actually thought about getting an apartment.
What can you get your own TV?
Oh, I can get a TV, but lock myself in a room. Sure.
Okay. Do you want to share the space with him?
I do.
Okay. Then can you have some earphones or something and watch something and sit by him?
I do.
I mean, like a television. I can watch a movie on my phone while he may be doing something else. So you do share space.
I
So
do.
what is actually the problem here?
It's, you know, there's times when I don't have headphones on and I'm still having to listen to the garbage that comes out of the TV.
Okay,
And
so
it's all garbage.
I understand. So what makes you take your ear things off? Because it's your choice.
It's an open area, so, you know, cooking,
You can
eating.
still hear it. You can still do that. So I'm asking you, why don't you do that? I mean, I have to
I
look
guess
at your
because I
behavior,
feel-
not his.
Here's
I'm
why.
looking at your behavior, not his.
Right. And here's why. I feel that it's taking me away from what I want to do. That's why. I don't have freedom to do what I want to do. That's what I feel.
Why do you allow that? That's an allowance. No, that is an allowance.
It is
No
an
excuses.
allowance. It is an
Why are
allowance.
you putting up with that?
I love him.
That's not an excuse.
It isn't.
No, I'm sorry, that's not an excuse.
Hmm.
Are you afraid of confrontation?
Yeah. I'm trying not to
I'm looking
fight.
at you. Like
I'm
I said,
trying
I'm
not
not
to
looking
fight
at him because the problem is yours. He might be a problem to you, but you are the problem.
Right.
Okay, so based on that, you have choices. You go about your life, you ask,
Mm-hmm.
you talk to the man, you do whatever you need to do, and then do what is appropriate for you to do. You do not need to change somebody in order for you to be who you are.
Oh, that wasn't.
All those, no, because you said I cannot be in here 24 hours a day,
Right.
okay, in this space.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's asking you to be there 24 hours, but I see it from what you're saying and what I'm hearing you say. It's almost like an escape route. You're in a
Yes.
fight or flight situation,
That's
right?
what I feel. Mm-hmm. I am.
Okay, so you're running on fear,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Face it, embrace it, erase it. Go talk to him, adult to adult, not adult to child, or some other figure over there that you cannot stand against, or some enemy. Face it, embrace it, because it's not an enemy. It's teaching you something. It's there for a reason. Embrace it. Thank you for being here so I can see myself.
Mm-hmm.
Erase it, but it has to come from you, the acceptance level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I see a lot of non-acceptance and putting a lot of blame out
Mm-hmm.
there because it's a lot easier to look at somebody else than to own how we are escaping and that we are in fear.
Yeah.
Rather
I
than looking
blame
at your
myself
fear,
now.
yeah, rather than to looking at your fear,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot easier to say, I don't know what to do. Well, yes, you
Yeah.
do. You need, but you need to own the problem. You need to face it. The first thing of fear is face it.
Mm-hmm.
Face it, embrace it, erase it.
Mm-hmm.
So once you start doing that, and do not take no for an answer. He doesn't own you.
Mm-hmm.
He does not have any kind of a deed in front of you. There's no debts there. You
Mm-hmm.
have a perceived assumption that he owns you, that I mean, that's the way you're acting. Like he's somehow your boss. He's not. Like he's somehow
Yeah.
against you. Like he's somehow against you. He's not. He's just being himself.
Yeah.
And he has gotten away with a lot of things because you have not really spoken like an adult.
Mm-hmm.
You're acting like the injured child. Correct?
Well, I do back down and allow it to happen. I do.
But you're saying the word I allow it.
Mm-hmm. I allow it.
Okay, so listen to those words. It's not like he's allowing you to, you are allowing it. He's not pushing you, you're allowing it.
Mm-hmm.
All he's doing is being himself and going along the way. You just say, I have had enough. I have been running away because I'm afraid to face you.
Mm-hmm.
And I have got to tell you that this is what's happening. And I don't want to have to go get my own apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather you listen and understand where I'm coming from, and that I wasn't strong enough to tell you how I feel because I was afraid. It's a step up into accountability.
Mhm.
If you want to do that, like anything else, it's a choice.
Yeah, this is good for me. This is good. Yeah, this is a learning thing for me.
Okay, is that enough?
That's enough. Perfect. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, thank you, Donna, for that question. Can I piggyback on that? Because I struggle with the same situation of being able to stand in my power. And everything you said made perfect sense. And is there something beside doing the steps that you said? Is there another way to infuse myself with more strength so that I feel that that strength that is mine is more available? It seems like I still escape that strength.
You're still acting like a child. What is my strength? The strength is within you. Like I said, there's no excuses that you are a weakling, that you're a victim, that you're, none of that is true. You know, it's hard truths for me to tell you, especially when you have to deal with what you both have to deal with. Nevertheless, I cannot accept that as at this stage for you, Liliana. You know too much. You have gone through a long time of learning and trying to get yourself better and trying to do things that are for you and trying to always better yourself. You have gone through all the ups and downs, and now it's time to allow things to be what they are, and for you to be who you are, but have the courage to voice who you are. There is nothing stopping you, either one of you, from doing that. You think there is, but he doesn't own you. He doesn't. He's not your boss. He's not your creditor. He's not your. He's not the mob. Uh, he's just a human being having his experience and getting away with murder because you have allowed it. I don't care if it's 10 days or 20 years or you know, there's always a problem, and it doesn't need to be that. If we see them as children that are loving and kind, because they are loving beings. If you see them as that, maybe there's an opening for you there where they might see you the same way, but you cannot receive what you are unable to give. And if you have this issue, it's because you're not willing to give. So, okay, if you listen to the rest of the class, you may have
Okay,
an answer. And I cannot speak any longer on this because I have got to get back to my class. Okay. 3D consciousness is going to play out in every continent at different times. So some continents will go through this before we do. Some will go after, depending on the maturity or the accountability of their citizens. I was gonna say, when you feel attacked, when you feel that you're out there in the world, when everything external is having an effect on you, I would like you to play a song. The song is called Where the Heart Is. You can find it in Spotify. The name of the singer is Brett, B-R-E-T-T, Eldredge, E-L-D-R-E-G-E. Where the Heart Is by Brett Eldredge. I don't know if it's in YouTube, but I do know that it is in Spotify because that's where I found it. It is a song that will help you because it's a higher vibration than whatever you're at the time that you're trying to come up. And I'm just giving you something to listen to that you haven't probably heard yet. Because we have a lot of songs that help us come out of negativity. We really do. I wanted to leave you with that as far as give you an extra tool. So what do we do when things, with things that makes us feel uncomfortable, or people or events, you know, whether it is a thought, a belief, or experiences, and I'm gonna tell you that it is the power of breath. What do I mean by that? We came here with the intention to alchemization of and help the rest of the world. We have both external stirrings that sets us up and we're reactive to that. And we also have internal, so it's not only out there, it is our own internal BS that makes us react also. We're not asking you not to feel this. We're not asking you to ignore it. If you run from it, or if you fight for it, if you resist it, it's going to become a cellular memory. Then you're going to have more problems. So do not deny what is happening. I'm in this world, but not of it. Do not deny what's upsetting you. Face it. Back again to the fear part. Face it. Then don't look at it like as an enemy. It's actually a friend. It's telling you what scares you, what you are afraid to confront, what it is afraid to do something. Yes, Sherry.
Hey, so I sitting here in this class going through some third dimensional thinking because I've had my hand raised and nobody's acknowledged me. I know that's very mature.
I never saw it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's okay. I can't see everybody.
Everybody else saw her? Or is it just me that it didn't? No, we didn't see you.
You didn't see
No?
this?
No?
Well, I'll just
Anybody?
time, okay? But I know I caught myself reacting 3D to like, why am I not being acknowledged? Okay, two things. One, isn't it Stephen Hawking's, or did I miss David Hawking somewhere?
David Ray Hawkins, one of my teachers. I saw him. He's one of my teachers.
Okay, I just wanted to clear that up. Okay, so in speaking my truth gently, changing my behavior, speaking my truth, even though I'm trembling when I do it, feels empowering and scary at the same time. And the other thing that's been coming up for me is that it's me, and it feels selfish and self-centered and just about me. I'm not used to putting me in front of others. So this is a
That's
big
an excuse. At this
I'm
point,
not-
it's an excuse. I know that before this, you did not. You did. I mean, didn't know any better. I know that. This has nothing to do. I'm talking presently. And I would like you to finish. I would like a question at the end of all this explaining.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that I feel selfish and self-centered because all I'm focusing on is me.
Okay, and are you your thoughts?
No,
No, I'm asking, are you your feelings?
no.
So does it matter? Can you just throw that away? Because
Well, yeah.
that's not you.
What I'm finding is that along with I'm speaking my truth, but it's not made me popular unless people are speaking to me because I spoke my truth.
Okay, do you need to be popular?
I need friends.
Okay, you don't believe you can have friends if you are yourself?
Well, that's kind of what's happening in my life.
Okay, so maybe you're leaving people behind because they no longer resonate with your new vibration.
And what about if I miss them? I just blow it off?
If you miss them, be with them.
They don't want to be with me.
Okay, if you miss them, well, goodbye.
Okay.
There's other friends. No, that's not okay just to say okay.
Well, I need to percolate with that, so okay.
You need to percolate. Okay, we'll talk later, you and I. So we have what I noticed through several of you during this class is that when issues come up, we don't do the work. We do not allow ourselves the freedom to not feel that way by not following up on doing the clearing. We are actually doing a disservice to who we are. The ability, first of all, if I was having what she's having, I would say, okay, this is not my truth. My truth is that I am a lovable being, that people do love me because that's what I am and that's who they are. So they cannot help but to love me. I attract the best that I am because that is what I put out. And as I give, I receive. As long as I believe that. But if I think that I am a servant to people, I am going to be treated that way. And if I think that I am here to serve somebody else and maybe I aided in that role, then it's not their problem, it's our problem. I had to learn that the hard way, like we all have to. It's hard to look at ourselves in such a way that we are to see only our truth, because our egos will fight you each step of the way. Because the louder the ego gets is because it knows it's being touched. The ego will not be exterminated as you may think, what I call the ego anyway. It is going to be renewed to the new reality of who you are. It's not something that is against you. Okay? What's so wrong about me liking me? What is so wrong about me coming first than anybody else? who are they to come before me? Who are they to come before me? And who am I to put them first? What do I think I am? So I left you alone only because you told me to leave you alone to percolate. Do you still want to be left alone, or do you want to say something? Okay, you and I will talk after the class. Okay, anybody else?
Can I listen to what you said to share? Because it most likely would apply to me too.
No, because we're gonna be in person.
Got it.
So you have the internal resonance to dissociation, and you have the external. The external is not going to help you. The internal resonance that's telling you that you're not good enough for whatever reason is not helping you. The way that we attack ourselves is not helping us. What do? External is outside of you. Anything that other people, the grocery clerk, the people outside, our family, our significant other, or anything other than us is external. When you are presented with something hard that is upsetting, you are going to digest that. You are feeling it. It doesn't feel good. You are feeling it. It feels uncomfortable. So we try to protect ourselves. I either will attempt not to feel it or say, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not, but you're actually resisting it. Or now we have to feel it. Feel whether it is a fight or flight response. Why are we allowing ourselves to feel it? We're feeling it because you're going to allow it to go through your body, but not remain in your body. There's a difference between allowing energy to pass through you than resisting energy and lodging into your body. When we resist something, it feels constrictive. It feels stressful, constrictive, and that's how it becomes a cellular memory. If we don't acknowledge it because we're in the middle of digestion and suddenly we fly out, it doesn't have the ability to go through and out of the way. It's just energy. If you tell yourself that this is just conscious energy, it will get and pass through you a lot quicker without any. That's the facing, embracing, like, yes, I can deal with you. Yes, I can feel you, and you're not a threat to me because all you are is energy. It's an energy consciousness that is passing through. And yes, I see you. I love you, but so feel it and allow it to go through. Energy that stays is because you either were in a fight or flight response. And that's only because you were in fear. When we are in a flight response, we think, okay, I shouldn't be feeling this. I'm spiritual. I am in a position that I am, that I need to, that I know better. And yet I'm reactive. And then you start judging your reactions and you start and it's just an escalation of, so it's not just like you don't want to confront somebody. It's that all of these images and all of these feelings come up. And the more you resist the fight and the more you resist the what is coming to you, the more that is ingrained in you and the worse that you will be reacting to the person. So again, you need to look at yourself. You need to look at how you feel. And when you feel it, allow it to go through you, not escape it. And don't fight, and don't escape. The escape route will not give you the what you need. You are, the only thing you're doing with that is avoidance and putting it for a time later. So next time this happens, your body's already acclimatized to fight and run. Okay? So if you're going to be fighting and running, you will continuously be having this issue. If you have the same partners all the time, if you have the same type of abuse, if you have the same type of friends or people that are in your life, it has to do with you. Because instead of facing it the first time, you didn't allow it to go through. Now it's stuck with you. And you're already on the fight before they even start. You're already bracing, you're already resisting, you're already, before you even see the person. Okay? Why have that? That person loves you, even if you don't know it. And those friends that may not want to talk, they love you, and they might not say so. And so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Try to work with you. I'm not just talking about husbands or significant others. I'm also talking about friends, relatives, siblings. You teach people how you want to be treated. It's up to us to learn to treat people correctly and not blame everybody for something that we allowed to happen. We allowed certain behaviors, we allowed certain things. If you say, who do you think you're talking to? I mean, when somebody is in a mistreating form to me or come across as that, which usually doesn't happen, but it used to in the past. And I says, who do you think you're talking to here? You cannot mistreat me like that. You cannot cuss at me. You cannot, if you can't treat me with respect, what are we doing together? Why are you, if he's going to shout at you, if he's discombobulated with you, it's because you have allowed it. At that time of the attack, at the time that things happen, that's when you stop. Stop. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm willing to listen if you are, if you remember who I am. You're not over me. You're not under me either. We're equal. It's not for me to put you down so you remember that I am equal to you. And that's what we usually do. We start putting people down so we feel better than them. The thing is, you're both equal. The thing is, the partners are equal. You don't owe them anything. If they're acting with entitlements, remind them that they don't own you. Remind them that they have no legal forms that says that you're their slaves or or they're anything that upsets you. You know, we teach people how to treat us. The people get discombobulated and said, okay, I'm moving out of to an apartment. Why did it get to that level? Why did it get to that point? Was because I was unwilling to see the good part in the other person, was unwilling to see the good that he provided, it was unwilling to see my growth through that person, regardless of who the person is. So do I make yes, Irma?
When you were talking, can you hear me? I think it's on.
Yes, I can hear you.
When you were talking, what came to me, or who came to me, was Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl, he's a Holocaust survivor, and he was able to forgive all his guards and all what happened to him. And he had this philosophy. His philosophy, I mean, they call it existentialism, and or he called it like that. And he said, whatever happened to him, he has the power. That's his own power, and it cannot be taken away from him. To have his own thoughts, to think about whatever happens with his own thoughts. He can forgive anyone. He doesn't have to judge anyone. It's if he doesn't want to. So there is a power in us that is much stronger than any action that is being taken against us, for us, or whatever. And he just came to me. So I wanted to share that.
Right. I mean, for the same, along the same lines, you can also count the president of Africa, Mandela. What I forgot his first name.
Nelson Mandela.
Okay, thank you. And again, Jesus's words, forgive them, Father, because they do not know what they do. And truly they do not, because they're in a different frame, because they're coming out of fear. And because you're coming out of fear. So when two individuals get into fear, somebody has got to be the person that decides to not be in fear, the one that can take the bull by the horns and say, you know, I can do this. I can do this. Why lose a husband or a fiance or a friend or a brother or a sister over something that they're not, either one of you? You know, everything has a solution when you look at it through the eyes of love. But if you want to make somebody guilty, it's your own guilt. It's the one, if you are separating, you are the one that is creating the guilt by not addressing the issue and then get to blame the other person. Usually a problem is two-sided, meaning that you're involved. You're part of the problem. So pay attention to how you want to, or what you're allowing and disallowing. Everybody has a right to be loved and to be lovable if you give them the chance to be lovable. But if you're going to be unforgiving, you have already condemned them. So be as unforgiving as you want to be, but know then that that is your problem, not theirs. Do you really want to do that? So I was saying that breath is the key to getting rid of these things. Visualize your breath as a lubricant, lubricating the body. As you breathe in deeply, your own personal deepness, not somebody else's. I don't want you to count to anything. I just want you to be a natural, deep breath to you. Um, and see it as passing the breath coming in you and going out of you. I breathe in love, or I breathe in strength. I release fear. I breathe in goodness and mercy. And I release tension and stress and so on as a matter of breathing. I'm not trying to put you into a meditation here. I'm just trying to give you a couple of examples. Allow your breath, even when you're in a stressful situation, to be the part that you're going to be receiving. You're going to be breathing in and out while you are in discord or in, hopefully not in discord, but in an attempt of allowance. And the only time that you can allow is when you're not in fear. So think about this. What is my body feeling as you are going through this? What is my body feeling as consciousness? Can I breathe it through, allowing our body to be in a higher state of consciousness? Can I breathe in deeply and allow peace and allow harmony and allow a new direction to take place? Can I see things being easier to manage through love than through resistance and anger and frustration and fear? As we allow ourselves to feel the lower consciousness, kind of befriending them, because they are really here allowing you to see the areas that you need to, to look at in yourself. What triggers you? Triggers are your friends. You have to be friended to let it go. You can say to that energy, I love you. You are energy, and I'm now going to move you through me, through my breath. Natural, deep breaths that I'm taking when I'm uncomfortable. Observe it moving through your body, almost like what do you call that? Lubricant, like a wash, allowing your body to relax. So it is only consciousness that is moving through you. It is only energy moving through you. Don't make it any more than what it is. Energy moving through your body. The way that energy is supposed to flow. We're always constricting and not allowing the passage of energy. It's not that you can restrain the energy right there because it has to pass, but it's now blocked. It's going in different directions than the original intention. So then it becomes harder, and then it becomes lodged in your body, and then it becomes more of a problem when you go into that scenario again, because now you're already ready to pounce. It's something familiar, and I am ready for it, and you're not going to put up with this, and before you get there, you're already defeated.
Can I ask a question about the energies?
Not right now. Let me finish. There are no rules to breathing. Breathe your normal breath. Breathe deeply, again and again and again, when you are in an uncomfortable situation, whenever you feel tense, whenever you feel, because tension is also a sign of that you're afraid of something. Okay? Remember, we are helping humanity shift the collective. We want to be in love before we send that love out. I am safe. I am sovereign. I am breathing. Those are the three things I want you to say to yourself when you're breathing. I am safe. I am sovereign. I am breathing. I am safe. I am sovereign. I am breathing. I'm breathing through. Those are the three things. But anything else that I'm saying afterwards is not part of that. As I breathe, I allow the energy to move freely through me. I don't constrict, and I am safe. This is the reason we're here, to shift the collective. So I'm asking you to be love and to be compassionate to yourself. You're doing this for you, not for them. Okay, Liliana. What was the question?
In the when there is the allowing of the energy, and there is this letting go of wanting to constrict and to really relax into that state that you're describing of I am safe. At
When
that
you're
moment,
talking to that person, repeat these things and keep on breathing.
uh-huh.
Go ahead.
And then when that happens, when I've done that, initially it peaks, the energy intensifies, but then afterwards I am able to let it be and not identify with the energy. And as you said, it is an allowing. So I have done that. And then my question is, in that moment, since you are aware that you're not that it's just energy, is there still the need to do anything with that energy? Or since you already saw it, you don't need to do anything else? Just be conscious that it went and allowed it.
Right, but you will have to deal with it when you come across the other person. So when you are in that space, I'm asking you to breathe, to allow, and to release. I will also advise you to hold your wrist, because that also brings in peace. Okay, so you're gonna breathe in deeply, knowing that it is only conscious energy moving through your body, that it cannot harm you. Allow it to pass through and allow it to be what it is. Saying, I'm not afraid of you, I love you. I know you're only energy trying to show me, what I need to do. And I am listening, and I am allowing you, and I am releasing you. I have nothing to fear. You're only energy. That's all it is. And I would like to say something. At this point, which has nothing to do with the class, I would like you to keep 2 people in prayer today. Whenever you meditate, we're not gonna meditate today. So I'm asking you to keep Sam, whose son anniversary, his death, first anniversary of death is today, and for Penny, whose dog got released yesterday, and whose mother is being. Can you help me with that, Virginia? I don't know how to voice that.
Penny, first of all, Penny and her husband had to put down Buddy, their cat. And then her mother had a stroke and has been unresponsive for 3 days. She is now in hospice. Penny is ready to release her. So they are removing the feeding tube and allowing nature to take its course. Penny seems to be in a good state of mind. It's very hard, of course, very emotional, but she knows it's the right thing. She's at peace about it. I shared with her that when I was praying with her yesterday, on my own time, not with her face to face, but in my prayer time, as I was praying for Penny and her mother, I saw her mother coming up, and the mother was very happy. And I feel that was a message too, and I shared that with Penny. That the mother is happy to be released. You know, she's been through so much physical trauma for a while. So an important moment for Penny and her mother.
So please keep them in. Virginia, please mute because my voice is coming through your speaker as well. Keep them in prayer, and when I say keep them in prayers, see their strength, not their weaknesses. See only their strength, that they're doing what is best for them,
And
the mother and the child, and for in peace and in harmony, and see them as strong and able to deal with the situation. And this is part of life. It's nothing that all of us don't go through. Only to have the we can ask for help in allowing comfort to come to her from whatever she can get that comfort from, including the angelic realms and all of that. So behold their strength, the spirit of love, not of fear, the spirit of balance and peace. It's important that we see that in them. Because of so much fear that we all are dealing with, I want to, like I did in my class last night, start making some affirmations, and we're going to do that in this class also. So I am going to start saying things, and then I want you to repeat them after me. Okay, so even though, never mind, don't say that. Sorry. I am open to release all tension in my physical body. I'm willing to release all tension in my physical body. One last time, I'm open to release all tensions in my physical body. I am open to have experiences that make me feel safe. I am willing to have experiences that make me feel safe. I'm choosing to have experiences that make me feel safe. From now on, it's easier for me to feel safe. From now on, I am starting to attract people that make me feel safer. From now on, I know what to do so I can feel safe. Every day I experience new reasons to feel safe. Every day my sense of safety grows. Every day I feel more confident, then I can feel safer. I am open to feeling safe. I am willing to feel safe. I am choosing to feel safe. Repeat, and I release everything else. I am calm, cool, and collected. Every breath that I take calms me, and every breath I exhale takes away tension. Every cell in my body is relaxed and oozes calmness. I love myself deeply and unconditionally. I am confident about solving life's problems successfully. I transcend stress of any kind. I live in peace. I am social and I like meeting people. All is well in my world. I am safe. With every breath, I release the anxiety within me and I become more calm. My future is good. I look forward to it in hope and happiness. Life is wonderful. I trust in the source. To live a well-lived life. I overcome my fear of anything and everything. I live my life in peace. I acknowledge that I am in peace and safe. I acknowledge that the constant in life is change, and I am prepared for it. I am feeling healthy and strong today. I am loved, loving, and lovable. I am going to stop there because we run out of time. Namaste.
Thank you.
We still are going to go through our 15 minutes.
Thank you.
Yes. We're still going to our 15 minutes of,
Visiting.
yes.
I'm stopping the recording then.